It's not the honors and the prizes and the fancy outsides of life which ultimately nourish our souls. It's the knowing that we can be trusted, that we never have to fear the truth, that the bedrock of our lives from which we make our choices is very good stuff. There's a neighborhood song that is meant for the child in each of us. And I'd like to give you the words of that song right now. It's you I like. It's not the things you wear. It's not the way you do your hair, but it's you I like. The way you are right now, the way down deep inside you. Not the things that hide you, not your caps and gowns, they're just beside you. But it's you I like, every part of you. Your skin, your eyes, your feelings, whether old or new. I hope that you remember, even when you're feeling blue, that it's you I like, it's you yourself, it's you. It's you I like. And what that ultimately means, of course, is that you don't ever have to do anything sensational for people to love you. When I say it's you I like, I'm talking about that part of you that knows that life is far more than anything you can ever see or hear or touch. That deep part of you that allows you to stand for those things without which humankind cannot survive. Love that conquers hate, peace that rises triumphant over war, and justice that proves more powerful than greed. So in all that you do, in all of your life, I wish you the strength and the grace to make those choices which will allow you and your neighbor to become the best of whoever you are. Congratulations to you all.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Good morning, Vision. Welcome to our Sunday celebration. So glad that you're here. Get comfortable. We have prayer, we have music, we have a great talk ready for you. Something that you can go away really thinking about and contemplating at a deeper level. Something to bring into your meditation. So before we do any of that, let us pray in, because that's what we do. We bookend everything that we do in prayer, knowing, remembering, bringing to our consciousness the fact that we are one. So please join me in prayer. I give great thanks for this time we spend together, knowing that we are one, that God's life is our life, that we are some part, some indivisible part of this one life of God's, that there is just life. There is just mind, there is universal intelligence, there is spirit who is finding a way to inhabit form, and all life everywhere is that. We know and accept that at the root we are one. There is one power, one presence, one spirit, one mind, and we are expressing it to the degree that we believe, we embody, we manifest, we demonstrate the love and the joy, the unity, the abundance, which is God. And so we come together right here, right now, knowing that, bringing it forward in our consciousness, knowing it for ourselves, knowing it for each other. So we proceed through this Sunday celebration in joy, in love, and in unity, knowing God is, we are, and so it is. Amen. So good morning. I am so glad you're here. How was your St. Patrick's Day? I hope you were one of those people that came by and got your St. Patrick's Day dinner here. Wasn't that a hoot? Oh my gosh. I had so much fun, and it was such an honor and a pleasure to cook for you. I miss you so much. And it was just my way of connecting, like we usually do. We usually have hospitality here in the room, and we usually do St. Patrick's Day dinner every year here at Vision. And so, it was the only way we could do it this year during the pandemic, during the sheltering in place, and I was so glad I got to do it, and I got to share St. Patty's Day dinner with you. I hope you enjoyed as well. And I want to give a great shout out and a thanks to the Coffee Connection. Those people are amazing. If you're not doing anything between 8:30 and 9 on Monday through Friday, join the Coffee Connection. Greet and meet those people, because they were the volunteers that made that St. Patrick's Day dinner possible. Amazing group of people. Thank you so much. I am so grateful for their support. Holy moly, we had a great time. Even though we were separated, even though you only drove through, it was still a wonderful event. And next year, together here in the sanctuary, don't you think? I think so. Anyway, I want to talk to you about practitioners, because we have licensed practitioners here. They are spiritual counselors. These are the people that give us spiritual nurturing and guidance. And they are here all year long, all the time. They're only a phone call away to pray with you and for you, to know the truth for you when perhaps you have lost it or misplaced it, really just misplaced it, right? These are the people that we go to when we say, would you pray this, because I'm not really knowing it for myself. And these practitioners who have gone to school for years in the art of compassionate listening and the science of healing prayer, they pray with us. So you go to the website, www.visioncsl.org, and you find the ministries, you find the practitioner page, get yourself a practitioner with phone numbers right next to their names, and call them and ask for prayer. At the end of this celebration, there will be a meet and greet room. The address is right there in the dialog box. I know it's there. Click on that, or, and open up our meet and greet room. It's a Zoom room, and come in. We have practitioners waiting for you there, and you can be sent to a breakout room, just you and a practitioner, and have personal, private, one-on-one prayer during our meet and greet hour. So please take advantage of that. Do that for yourself. I always say, even if things are great, even if, we ask you, hey, how's life? And you go, great, life is terrific. Can it get better? Absolutely. It absolutely can get better. So meet us in the meet and greet room. Go have a practitioner session, a mini session in a breakout room, and have prayer. And just just know a better demonstration in your life than even what you have. It's a wonderful gift you give to yourself, and also it is a wonderful gift you give to the practitioners because it allows them to live the calling on their heart, which is to pray for us. So take advantage of that. We also have a greeting. If this is the first time you're tuning in to Vision, wow, this is a great day for you. Don't go anywhere. Stay right where you are. Get comfortable because you've come to the right place. This is the right time. We are the right people. You're in the right place for some spiritual nurturing. We have a greeting that we say for ourselves all the time for our new people that have just walked through the doors for the first time, and everybody in between. And it goes like this: whoever you are and wherever you are welcome here. You are safe and you are loved. Absolutely true. So get comfortable. I'm going to turn it over to the celebration singers now, who are going to sing our centering song to prepare us for our 5-minute meditation. Thanks a lot.
There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. You are my reflection. There is only
Good morning. My name is Marianne Downs Tanaka, and I'm a licensed spiritual counselor here at Vision. So please take these quotations into your heart as we move into the silence and allow the tones of the bowl to bring you into and out of the 5-minute meditation. The positive thinker sees the invisible, feels the intangible, and achieves the impossible. And that is a quote from Winston Churchill. And from our own Ernest Holmes, we must trust the invisible, for it is the sole cause of that which is visible. The memorial candle is burning for those who lost their lives in the mass shooting in Atlanta this past week. And for those family and friends who are grieving, we know comfort, we know love and peace for them right here and right now. And we know that there is only one life, one presence, and we call that life God. There is only God in and of everything, from the far reaches of the universe to the tiniest grains of sand here on earth. God is in and through all life that we can see and all life that we cannot see. And I know that each one of us are one with God. I am one with God, and those who are hearing me now are one with God. And that power and presence that runs through us all, we get to know and experience the gifts of life. We claim joy, love, peace, health and wholeness, abundance and freedom. It is our birthright. I know and accept right here and now on this day that we are alive and well and filled with the power and presence that created the universe. How sweet it is. And I claim for this day at Vision that we hear the perfect words from Reverend Patti, and sweet music to our ears as we hear those who are singing and playing music for us. And I know right here and now that anything that is on our hearts, I know and accept that we are heard, our prayers are heard, and that we are knowing a greater good of life, and that our consciousness is raised by knowing this truth, by knowing that we are one, that God lives and breathes in each one of us. And how good that is. So I just give thanks. I give thanks for today. I give thanks for these words. I give thanks for the ability for us to come together from near and far right now. Yea, God. And so I simply release my words into the law, knowing it is done, and so it is.
Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Eddie Watkins Jr. here. It is always a pleasure to be with you here at Vision Center for Spiritual Living. I just love your community, and I can't wait till I can come and visit you again. Now, when I was asked to provide 2 songs for this service, Seeing the Invisible, Doing the Impossible, 2 songs came to mind immediately. The first song is off of my When You Believe CD, the song called When You Believe. Anything is possible when you believe. And the second song is a Michael Gott song off of my 3rd CD, which is called I Fly. So I hope you enjoyed the selections today. I know it's going to be a wonderful service. The message is always powerful and profound, and I know that this music will support it in the highest way. Thank you so much. God bless. Infinite blessings.
Anything is possible when you believe.
That is truth. Nothing we can't do. I love it. This month's theme, open to possibilities. Open to possibilities. Great. Thank you for that wonderful song, Eddie. It was perfect. Absolutely perfect. So are you ready? Really? Are you ready to see the invisible and do the impossible? I hope so, because that's today's talk. Wow. And it's part of our spiritual walk, isn't it? To see the invisible and to do the impossible. I mean, that's what we're here to do. That is our charge when we choose to follow in the footsteps of a master, right? And Jesus is a master. So we are here, like it says in Matthew 10:8, to heal the sick, to cleanse the lepers, to raise the dead, and cast out demons. Freely you have received, freely give. That's what we're here to do. We are here to live that totally self-actualized life that Jesus taught about. When he was in his ministry, at least only a 3-year ministry, the followers were called followers of the way. They didn't call themselves Christians. That didn't happen for years and years. They were called followers of the way. And that's what we are. We are here to prove the principle, right? We talk about that all the time. And that's what Jesus did. He proved the principles. And so people who followed him were supposed to do what he did. And so in that way, he was the example, not the exception. He didn't become the exception for years and years later when people started pointing to him as doing things that they can't do, because we are taught to do exactly what he did. We are followers of the way. And that is what they called the folks that's what they called themselves, that followed Jesus' teachings. We must see beyond the physical senses. We must see with spiritual sight and do what we think we cannot do in order to continue to grow, in order to continue along this spiritual path. And again, I'm going back to Matthew where it says, Jesus looked at him and said, with man, this is impossible, but with God, all things are possible. With God, all things are possible. And that's where we have a tendency to draw the line, right? Oh, I can't do this. I can't do this. What do you think? I can't do this. Well, of course not. You're not doing it anyway. Spirit through us does the work on earth. Spirit through us does the work on earth. So when we think we can't do it, yeah, we're right. We can't do it alone by ourselves. But we align, and we manifest by having Spirit do the work through us. That is what we are here to do. And how do we do this, you might ask? With faith. We do it with faith. And I'm going to go back to that very, very popular, very, very well-known line in Hebrews 11:1. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. A lot of people quote that. A lot of people read it. A lot of people know it. But a lot of people don't understand what it means, right? So let's break it down. Let us break it down. Faith is a substance. That's the first part of that quote. Faith is a substance of things hoped for. So it is the substance of our desires. So what we're saying here is that faith gives substance to our desires. It's like Spirit has given you the deed, right? The actual physical representation. Faith has given you the deed through your faith, right? Through your faith, as your faith, your ability to believe without doubt in the outcome, right? That's what we're talking about. That faith without doubt provides that substance for your desires, so that they are palpable, they are visceral. You can absolutely feel them. And Ernest Holmes said this in the Science of Mind textbook. He said, faith is, and he did this in all caps too, so when you go to the page, 283, you'll see he did it in all caps, so he was really yelling at us. Faith is a mental attitude which is so convinced of its own idea, which so completely accepts it that any contradiction is unthinkable and impossible. That's how strong our faith must be. That anything to the contrary is just unthinkable and impossible. That's the kind of faith we're talking about, right? Now, I'm going back to the original quote, the Hebrews 11:1. I want to talk about the now, because that's how the quote starts. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, right? That's how it starts. Now, faith. And I love that. I love the way that's written. Now, faith gives substance to our desires, makes them real. But if we look at it like this, we're looking at it like now faith. Not now, comma, faith gives substance, but now faith gives substance. It is not someday. It's not in the future. Now faith gives substance to our desires, right? That's how the quote starts. It is now faith that does it. Take, for example, the story of Martha and Mary, right? And their brother Lazarus, who lies dying. Now, when Jesus gets to them, he's already dead. He's been dead for days, allegedly, right? And Martha says to Jesus, well, if you'd only been here a couple of days ago, you could have saved him. So that's past faith, right? She's thinking, if you had only been here a couple of days ago, you could have saved him. So she had faith in Jesus' ability to heal him, but in the past. That was past faith, right? And Jesus says, oh, honey, don't worry about it. He'll be raised. And she says, oh, yes, I know. He'll be raised in the resurrection. So she has faith, but she has future faith, right? In the future, sometime down the road, when we're all resurrected in the resurrection, he'll be alive again. That's future faith. And when Jesus finally says, no, you don't understand, you don't understand. No, God works in the now. And she said, oh, yeah, okay, well, with God, all things are possible. That's now faith. That's now faith. And she finally gets there, and that's when Jesus says, come on out, Lazarus, like they were playing hide and seek or something, come on out. And he comes forward. So that's the now faith, and that is the faith we need. Is our now faith. It is our faith. It is knowing that is already done according to our word of truth. And nothing else can fill us but that faith in our word of truth, in our word of truth, because we are co-creating with that same energy. And that's what the teaching of Jesus was all about anyway. What he does, we can do. He said that himself. What he has done, we can do. We have to be filled with the word of truth. And we need to rely on our faith, our now faith, our present tense faith, in order to know that we can do the impossible, because we can allow Spirit to flow through us and change conditions around us. Ernest Holmes, in Words That Heal Today, he said, thinking of tomorrow is thinking of that which is not yet and which can never become. It is impossible to live in tomorrow. When tomorrow comes, it's today. In taking thought for today, tomorrow will take care of itself. Today's actions produce tomorrow's results. If today's actions are noble, tomorrow's reactions will also be noble. So it is about having our faith in the now, right here, present tense. And that's how we pray, right? Affirmative prayer is always in the present tense. Our affirmations of truth are always in the present tense. It is all in the now. It is our now faith. It's our now faith. So, your faith makes it so, right? Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for. It's an actual, tangible thing. But it is our now faith that makes that substance of things hoped for. God creates out of things we cannot see, which is also part of that quote. God creates things out of things that we cannot see, both in the literal sense, physical sense, as well as in the spiritual sense. That's the second part of that quote. The evidence of things not seen. The evidence of things not seen. Faith is centered in, Ernest Holmes said this, this is a quote too, page 162. Ernest Holmes said, faith is centered in and cooperates with divine mind. So when we are in our faith, when we are in our now faith, we are expressing that word of God, our word of truth. And the law begins to make it so. The law begins that outpicturing. Now, faith realizes the future, even though it's our now faith. It has substance to it, right? Our faith has substance to it. You know how, like, when you get really, really excited, when you know something's going to happen, right? Somebody's preparing a meal for us, and it's like, oh my God, I can taste it now. I just know it. Because you know it's about to happen. Even though it's going to happen in the future, your now faith can feel it. I can feel it. I can taste it. I'm looking forward to it. Right? That is still our now faith, even though it's a future event. Even if it realizes a future event, it is our now faith that is being activated. And that's how our affirmations work. We say them in the present tense, even if we don't see the evidence of it in reality, in the physical, in the three-dimensional world. We know that in the mind of God it exists. We know the reality of it. Our now faith sees the invisible. Even though it's not here yet, we know it's coming. We know it's on its way. We know it is in the law right now being made manifest. St. Augustine said this. He said, faith is to believe what we do not see. And the reward of that faith is to see what we believe. So he's saying very much what Ernest Holmes said, what Emma Curtis Hopkins said, what Joel Goldsmith said, what Wayne Dyer said. He's saying the same thing. We will see it when we first believe it. That's faith. That's faith that says, I know. I know it's on its way. I know it's coming. I know Spirit is providing. I know it's doing its job. The second part of that quote, Hebrews 11:1, right? The evidence of things not seen. That's what we're talking about, having faith in that unseen. Faith, again, is the evidence. It is the substance, and it is the evidence of things unseen before they are seen. That's our faith, right? That is what our faith is. Ernest Holmes tells us that faith guides everything into form, from the invisible to the visible. Right? And in the New Thought Dictionary, Ernest Holmes describes it like this. He says, faith is a certain knowledge founded only on a firm belief that a thing is true, a recognition of and a belief in certain principles, belief in the impossible from an objective standpoint. Unconditioned acceptance that there is an invisible intelligence which guides, and an invisible law which controls, and a complete belief that it is doing so right now in one's life. Those are the cornerstones on which the science of mind and spirit relies. That this is happening right now in our lives. That there is a universal intelligence that is accepting our predominant thought, and there is a subjective law that is going to work out picturing that in our lives, in our experience. So everything we cannot see is forming the things that we eventually see. And that is that second part of that quote. You know, atoms bond together, right? They create molecules. Molecules form larger particles. Cells bond together and create organs. Everything that we see is made up of integral parts of things we cannot see. Ernest Holmes did a great talk back in the 50s. I think it was called, yes, I know. It was called Atoms, Stars, and Men. It's a great talk, about 20, 25 minutes. I should play it for you one day. We should play it for them one day on the Uplift. That would be a great thing to do. Atoms, Stars, and Men. It was a talk that Ernest Holmes gave. Great talk. Anyway, what he stressed in that talk is that the biggest things are made of the smallest things, right? Those are atoms, stars, and men, right? The biggest planets, the biggest anything, right, is just made up of a lot of little things that we cannot see. That is evidence of things unseen. And in The Power of an Idea, he said this: we are told to have faith, to believe, to have a positive conviction and an undeviating acceptance. That is the law, that is its principle, and that is the way to use it. It is impossible for anyone who will definitely create the right picture and stay with it to fail. He's telling us right there, here is the thing, here is the way it works, and here is how to use it. And faith drives everything. We do the impossible through our faith, which guides and directs our word of truth. Audrey Hepburn said, "Nothing is impossible. The very word itself says, I'm possible." Right? I love that. I'm possible. We do heal the sick. We do heal the sick. We do raise the dead. We do cast out demons. Think about it. Think about what we do in the science of mind and spirit. Whenever we replace a false thought or a fear thought or a limiting thought with our word of truth, we are doing the impossible. The words of the world tell you of your limitations. They always do. Be reasonable. Keep your feet on the ground. Know your limitations. If the Wright brothers, right, didn't believe in the impossible, they wouldn't have even tried flight. If President Kennedy didn't think landing on the moon was possible, he believed in the impossible, right? He wouldn't have made that speech. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do these things, not because they're easy, but because they're hard, right? We do the impossible all the time. And here we are in the middle of a pandemic, and we're staying healthy, right? Because we're being wise stewards. We're using all the information we have at hand. And that information changes as we learn more about that particular virus. And when we find out new things, we incorporate those changes in how we take care of ourselves, to stay safe, to keep safe. And when we pay the rent, when we know, oh my God, I don't have enough money to pay the rent. And when we sit with friends in crisis, and when we give someone a ride to the store because they don't know how they would get there otherwise, and they don't know how they would get food on the table. And when we donate to a good cause, and when we volunteer, and when we give someone hope, we are healing the sick. We are casting out demons, false beliefs. When we give hope to the hopeless, we are raising the dead. You've seen it in their eyes when they go from hopeless to open to possibilities. We're raising the dead. We're doing the impossible. That's what we do in the science of mind and spirit. And I want to say that quote again that Marianne gave us at the beginning of the meditation. I got it. I couldn't find who wrote it. I have it listed as anonymous, but she found it was Winston Churchill. Well, actually, Betty Brink found it was Winston Churchill. The positive thinker sees the invisible, feels the intangible, and achieves the impossible. That's what we are here to do. It's doable when we practice these principles. This is who we are. We are the positive thinkers. We're the people that Winston Churchill was talking about. This philosophy of ours, the science of mind and spirit, tells us, stay affirmative, cast out the demons of false belief, heal the sickness of pessimism, raise the dead of the hopelessness, and affirm that life is for us. Life is for us, operating through us, manifesting as us. Life has our back, always. In the Science of Mind textbook, Ernest Holmes said this: the divine urge within us is God's way of letting us know that we should push forward and take that which is awaiting our demand. If the good were not already ours in the invisible supply, it would be impossible for us to procure it in any manner. God is good all the time. Life is good all the time. It is up to us to align with it, make that demand, like Ernest Holmes said, of the universe. The universe has our back. The universe is for us all the time. Thank you very much.
Falling into God's love, the only way to fly. I let it go. I release the thing I'm clinging to. I release what's holding me, and I'm falling into God's love. I let it be. There's nothing more for me to do, nothing more to say. I'm just falling into God's love. I feel Spirit holding me. It is lifting me on high. I release the thing I'm clinging to. I release what's holding me, and I'm falling into God's love. I let it be. There's nothing more for me to do, nothing more to say. I'm just falling into God's love. Why? I don't need to understand everything. Ooh, and it's by faith I fly, and it's by grace I see. I see.
Oh, don't you love it? Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Eddie. Eddie Watkins Jr., holy moly. I can't wait to see you live and in person and doing another concert here at Vision for us. You just rock it, right? You just rock the house. Thank you so much. I so appreciate it, and look forward to hearing you in person once again here in Vision Sanctuary. So now it is time for conscious circulation. This is your opportunity to give back to these people, places, and things. And that's what really tithing is. It is giving of your first and best. So it's giving after you have received something. You always give after you have received the top portion, the top percent, whatever that percent is for you, to those people, places, and things that feed you, that spiritually nourish you. And if Vision is one of them, if you're here every week, if you're a member, if you're a consistent visitor, if even if this is just your first time here, if you've been physically, spiritually, mentally nourished, if you're coming away from this celebration with something to think about at a deeper level, for something to take into your meditation, this is appropriate place for your donation or tithe or contribution, whatever you'd like to call it. And we are so grateful that you are supporting Vision's ministry. We are here. I mean, this is a year now we've been doing this online live streaming and not having anybody here in the room. So you know that all of the donations have been coming either through the email or through the banks or through the checks in the mail. We have been doing this long distance now for a year, and it has been a challenge, and it's you. You are the reason why we are still here, why we are still live streaming, why we are still keeping the lights on and doing this ministry. It is because of you, so be proud. Be proud that you are supporting this. So if you are choosing to give today, thank you so much. You enable us to do what we do here, both inside these walls and in the community at large. Think of your gift. You may have a check in your hand. You may not. You may be giving online automatically. Bring it into your consciousness right now as we go in prayer. I know and accept that God is one, that there is only one. There is only one universal intelligence, one power and presence in the universe, and that one we call spirit, or first cause, or higher power, or volition, whatever you choose to call it, the beloved. And we know that it consists of everything. All of the qualities of God flow through us, through its creations all the time, so that God's abundance is ours, God's beauty is ours, God's balance is ours. All of those qualities flow through us as we awaken, as we embody and align and demonstrate. So I know and accept this concept, this quality of God known as abundance, just flowing through our idea of life. And our experience of life reflects that. We stand open-hearted and open-handed in the river of God's abundance. We accept gratefully, we give graciously, and we remain in that flow. With great thanksgiving, I simply let it be, and so it is.
As I give, so do I receive, joyfully, gratefully. As I give, so do I receive, fully, freely. God is the river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know as I give, so do I receive. As I give.
So beautiful. Thank you so much, celebration singers. You always carry us through our celebrations so well. Just love it. I just love it. And I look forward to us being together in person. I know it's happening soon. I know. We just keep putting it into prayer that we will return in person soon after everybody's gotten their shots and we've gotten this virus thing under control and it's behind us. I know we'll be together. I have a couple of Miracle Minute demonstrations to share with you. The first one's from Janera. It's a beautiful little story. She said she went into meditation to listen and let go. She had been praying so hard for the universe to send her the right job and the right home to take care of her family. And so she went within in meditation. And when she returned to that awake and aware state and opened her eyes, she noticed a mama bird had built a nest in her tree in the backyard, and the bird kept flying off to scavenge and return back to her babies. And so she saw that. She also saw a box of quinoa that was on her countertop that was in the throwaway pile, and she moved it out to the patio for the mama bird to peck from and to take. And she said it was like her way of knowing that the prayer was the same. Her prayer and Mama Bird's prayer were the same. And she blessed and answered the prayer of the Mama Bird to take care of her family. And in doing so, Janera knows that her prayer is answered as well. What a wonderful, wonderful revelation to get in meditation. Thank you for sharing that miracle minute with us, Janera. I know it is absolutely true as well. And we have another Miracle Minute demonstration from Charlene. Thank you for sharing with us. Her granddaughter was in a severe car accident, which is, of course, not the good news. But the recovery, it looked like it was going to be so much worse than it was. But the recovery is miraculous is the only word, right? And she's back on her medication. She's already left the hospital to recover at home. It could have been so much worse, but yes, God was right there, right in the midst of it. Protecting, surrounding, keeping us always in the light. So thank you for sharing that with us, Charlene. We'll continue to pray for your granddaughter's swift recovery, ease, and effortlessness. Thank you. And remember, continue to share those miracle minutes, those demonstrations of answered prayer. Send me an email, Rev Patti, or info@visioncsl.com. Just drop us a line, let us know, so we can share your miracle minute as well. And now, you know what time it is, right? It's, oh, sorry. It's time for the last word by Johnny Kirko. Bye.
Time it is. You know what time it is. It's me time. You know, we are getting closer and closer to the date when we're all going to be together in this room, and I get to hear you say, here's Johnny again. We're getting closer, guys. We'll let you know when that happens. So the Vision virtual meet and greet right after celebration, join us for that. We get together and just say hi. We have practitioners available for one-on-one prayer. Join us for that. There should be a link right there on Facebook. Also, you can go to the website and click the link for that. Our Coffee Connections continue Monday through Friday at 8:30, led by Reverend Lori Sheets. Reverend Patti mentioned to you earlier today about St. Patty's dinner and how they put together and made it happen. I also want to put out a big thank you to Reverend Patti for cooking all that wonderful corned beef and cabbage. It was fantastic. Nicely done, Reverend Patti. Good stuff. So uplifts. So we are making a change on our uplifts. We are now going to be doing uplifts Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we'll have uplifts. Reverend Patti will be Monday and Friday, and Wednesday will be our guest speaker. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're still doing some stuff on online and, to kind of think about how we're going to handle this. It's not permanent, but we wanted to give it a change. So this week we'll start it out, and Reverend Patti will be there with you tomorrow. So come by at 1 o'clock Pacific time and say hello to her, and we'll do a 15 minutes or so of uplifting midday kind of just a break for you. Joe Rathburn and the Buddy System will be together this Thursday night. We have Michael Tiernan, and it's actually going to be the Folky Monkeys going to be back. We have Michael Tiernan and Joe Rathburn. So that format's coming back. So it's going to be Joe and Michael, I think Jeff. I'm not sure who else is going to be here, but Thursday night, 7 o'clock, join us on the website or on Facebook. We'll be there available too. So the stimulus check challenge, I want to thank those people who have supported us on that. What that is the government's giving all of us, many of us, a little bonus check, so we're asking that you tithe off of that. So I've started up a little thermometer on the website. You can kind of see how we're doing, how many people have given to us. I put some names down there as well. So if you want to join us in that, thank you very much for you if you've done that already. But if you want to join us, click on the links and be a part of that. Next week, we're giving Reverend Patti a week off. Isn't that nice of us? So Reverend Jean Phillips will be in with us, and her talk title is The Big Vision. So Reverend Jean Phillips, looking forward to her. And it's Peter Mayer going to be with us, singing some songs. Love Peter Mayer. By the way, the month of March is Johnny Kirko's favorites. So I have been picking Eddie Watkins Jr. and Peter Mayer and Gary Lynn Floyd. Just love these guys. So join us next Sunday. We'll see you then. Thank you.
What a lineup that was. We have great music this March. And you know what time it is now. Now is the time for our positive affirmations. If you've been sitting and you're comfortable, I want you to get up. I want you to get that energy flowing through your body. We're going to say our affirmations. We know that affirmations are in the present tense. They're positive. They're powerful. They're purposeful. I love all those P words. What an alliterative thing. Anyway, we're going to say them together. Breathe in. We know this is the truth for us. Okay, let's do this. My ability to conquer challenges is limitless. Oh, I love that. My potential to succeed is infinite. Absolutely. Happiness comes through me, not to me. Interesting. I like that one too. How interesting are they? Okay. Breathe them in, really think about them. I'm going to go with number 2. Let's repeat number 2 because it is powerful and it is truth. You ready? Let's say it together. My potential to succeed is infinite. It absolutely is. Just breathing in that truth. Let us go to prayer. We're going to pray out right here, right now. I give great thanks knowing that Spirit is everywhere. Spirit is everyone and everything. I know that the minerals absolutely sleep in this one life, and in this energy awakens in the plants, and it stirs and it dreams in the animals, and it comes to full self-actualization in the human. I know that we are all in this one energy. It is God energy. It is all that there is. Every single part of our bodies, right down to the subatomic particles, we know that is the energy of God. We know that it vibrates at a certain level. We know that we are absolutely living and breathing and exercising this one life, which is God's life, as us, through us, around us, supporting us. I know it is all God. I know it is all good. And so it is. Amen. Good to see you. See you next time. Bye-bye.